Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm excited to share with you my ride or die fragrances. Like, these fragrances never fail. There's never a time that I've worn them and thought, I'm not really crazy about it. I love these fragrances and they don't miss the mark. Like, no matter what the occasion is for, if I throw this on, I know I'm going to be good to go the whole entire event or day or evening or whatever. They make me feel great. Ooh, I can't wait to share them with you. But before we get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. Join the Weird Wonderful family. It would be amazing to have you part of the community. And let's get into this. The first fragrance that I want to mention, I rarely talk about this fragrance, but it is such a stellar staple in any woman's collection if they really like that kind of sexy jasmine, and it is Alien by Mugler. Now, this happens to be the Terry Mugler version, and I know some people say that the newer version doesn't smell as good. This is just so beautiful. It's a gorgeous jasmine, but it's kind of sweet. Although it has the jasmine, it doesn't come across too floral to me. I think it's got amber and some woodiness in it. It's very, to me, it smells really quite decadent and luscious, very sexy. But I actually like wearing this one during the day because there's a kind of a soapy factor to Alien. So even though it's sexy, even though guys love it, my dad, this was his 10 out of 10 fragrance. He just thought this was the cat's meow. It's just really good. When I put this on, I feel good. I feel powerful. I just enjoy getting whiffs of it through the day. Like, it just never does me wrong. So love this fragrance. Definitely a tested and true for sure. Another fragrance that is just an excellent fragrance if you want kind of a more powerful feminine fragrance that works during the day, and it is Elie Saab Le Parfum Royal. It differs from the rest of the Elie Saab, like the Le Parfum and the white. This one is definitely more rose centric. So it's rose. I think there's some bergamot in it. It smells like a spicy rose to me, spicy jammy rose. The orange definitely comes out. There's quite a lot of patchouli in this. I just think that this is a powerhouse feminine fragrance. It smells regal to me. When I put this on, I feel like a freaking queen. Like, seriously, projects beautifully. I notice it all day. Yeah, it's just gorgeous, but it's not, I wouldn't consider this like some florals, like for instance, Elie Saab Le Parfum. I think of it as more classy and sophisticated. This smells like a powerful warrior queen. Like, I just imagine this woman coming out with this battle regalia on, and she's got her tiger in tow, and for whatever reason, she smells like this. Like, a gust of wind comes, it blows her hair, and she's got her sword in her hand, and everybody gets a whiff of this, and they just fall to their knees and go, we surrender, because she smells so freaking awesome. I love this fragrance. It's just beautiful. It's such a great fragrance. It performs phenomenal in the colder weather. I love this fragrance. It's definitely regal. Like, royal was a perfect name for it. If I'm in the mood for a fragrance that just feels cozy, warm, and like a hug, like a mom's hug somehow, I go with Elie Saab Girl of Now Shine. Now, Girl of Now, gorgeous fragrance as well, but I've just had this one longer in my collection, and I really love that pineapple note. They're both fantastic though, and they're really similar. So this fragrance, the longevity is excellent on it. Like, I get at least 8 hours out of it. I love smelling it, like, especially in the winter, honestly. You can wear this during the spring and like evening summers, but this in the winter time, I love it when it's on my coat and I just get a whiff. Somehow it still smells a little bit classy to me. But the big aspect of this is the almond and pistachio. Smells a little bit warm, sweet, a little bit caramel, a little bit gooey almost, but with orange blossom in there as well. So this feels like a warm hug. I love putting this on if I need to feel comforted. This is the fragrance that I'll reach for pretty much every time. And I love getting whiffs of it on, like, if it's on my, like, if it was on here, I would just be sniffing this all day because it just feels so cozy and comforting. So love this fragrance for that. Another tested and true fragrance for me would be The Only One by Dolce & Gabbana. Now, this is in the wrong bottle. I find this one to be very cozy. There's coffee in here. There's orange blossom. Definitely get the orange blossom. I think there's iris in here too, which makes sense because there's a little bit of a powdery feel to this fragrance. There's some caramel in there. I definitely get that as well. So there's a warmth and a sensuality to this, but it's not trying too hard. So it's not being too, oh dear, it's not being too sexy feeling. It's just sensual, casual, relaxed deliciousness. This one is definitely something that could be worn on a date night or even just a stay-at-home date night. This fragrance, so good. So love wearing this one. I somehow find this fragrance really relaxing too. So in the night to put it on, you know, that sensual, relaxed feel. You find it in here. Tested and true, man. It's so good. Now, a fragrance that I actually like pairing with that one, or I'll just wear it on my own. And this is probably out of this list. I kind of think, no, like pretty much all of these are favorites. So I'll just say what it is. It's L'Extase by Nina Ricci. Now, this has that caramel feel with rose and raspberry in it. I love it. This smells a little bit mature in a way. There's a little hint of powder in this one as well, but this one is so feminine and sophisticated, yet still kind of like that addictive, intoxicating feel. I smell it and I'm just addicted. I smell it and I'm like, why am I not just wearing this every day? Like I could seriously wear this every day. The performance is excellent on this. So I get, you know, 6, 7, maybe 8 hours out of it. The projection is beautiful. It smells feminine, classy, sophisticated, but slightly sexy because there's just that addictive nature of the raspberry and the caramel. This fragrance does smell a little bit more mature, I would say, but it just gives it that grown woman feel. And seriously, the raspberry rose combination in this is so jammy and syrupy and delicious. Like I love this fragrance. Like it is so beautiful. So yeah, L'Extase, just the original L'Extase. This is my #1 pick out of the whole L'Extase line. I think they're all discontinued, but they're not that hard to find. That said, I think I definitely need to get 100 ml because I don't want to run out of this. I just love it so much. Another fragrance that I just feel is absolutely tested and true is La Vie Bell by Lancome. Honestly, all the Lancome fragrances, you really can't go wrong. If you're just starting out in fragrance, check out the Lancome fragrances. The longevity on them is usually decent. There's something for everybody, whether it's the Idole line, La Nuit Trésor, La Vie Belle, like they just have gorgeous fragrances. So this one is no exception. It is a powerhouse. It's a little bit bombastic, but if you want a fragrance that is going to get you compliments that guys love, honestly, all these fragrances are compliment getters, but this one especially, men tend to love it. And it just feels kind of girly. This one's not as grown woman as something like a L'Extase, not as classy. This is more flirty, fun, sexy, but very addictive. So it's got some blackcurrant and some pear in here. I definitely get that feel in the opening, so that fruitiness comes through for sure. It's got orange blossom, jasmine, and iris. I get more orange blossom and iris. Definitely has a bit of a powdery feel to it. And then what makes this so addictive is the praline, vanilla, and tonka. This also is majorly patchouli heavy. So if you don't like patchouli, you may not like this, but honestly, such a gorgeous fragrance. It lasts forever on the skin, projects beautifully. If you want to be noticed, put this on. Now, lots of women wear this fragrance, but honestly, if you want to smell good, wear this. And when you put it on, you have a whole vibe to you. Like seriously, you have a whole vibe to you. So when you throw this on, you're going to feel flirty and fun, and it's going to be you, but you're going to smell amazing. Like that's just the bottom line. So great fragrance, but you got to like patchouli because it's pretty major patchouli bomb, and it's a little bit powdery, but tested and true, man. Like it longevity amazing, sillage amazing, projection amazing, compliments amazing, smell amazing. I've got 2 more fragrances for you. The first one, I've mentioned it quite a few times, but talk about tried and true. This is like right up there. La Belle by Jean-Paul Gaultier. This is pear, vetiver, vanilla. I know there's a whole lot of other notes in it, but mainly you get this juicy, kind of cooked down sweet pear. To me, it smells kind of pink. Like the color of the juice kind of reminds me of what the fragrance is. This bottle is the epitome of the fragrance. Like seriously, stellar. Juicy, sweet, decadent pear with a little bit of spice, which I think comes from the vetiver. The vanilla is gorgeous. This fragrance is gonna make you feel pretty, projects amazing, massive compliment getter. Guys love this fragrance. Where La Vie Bell is kind of flirty and fun, this one's sweet and happy and very, very feminine. Just different kind of vibe. This one I wear when I want to feel really pretty. Anytime I put this on, seriously, I feel pretty. I smell pretty, oh so pretty. It just smells amazing. So love this fragrance and guys really love it. This is a tried and true kind of femme fatale fragrance, but it just smells good. It always smells good. You never not smell good and you never not get noticed with this fragrance, and is Haute Couture Eau de Parfum. I'm not sure which is better out of the Eau de Parfum or the Eau de Toilette. Both have major, massive followings. I don't know what the Eau de Toilette smells like compared to this one, but all I know is I absolutely love this fragrance. Haute Couture Eau de Parfum has some raspberry in it. Definitely get the raspberry. There's pink pepper in here. There's vetiver. There's sandalwood. There's some amber in here. A little bit of muskiness. I think there's magnolia. What I get is the raspberry. I definitely get the pepper. I get a little bit of that vetiver. It feels a little bit dry. And there's a bit of a cigarette vibe to this. So I always say this reminds me somehow, like honestly, I think of Cruella de Vil. When I smell this, I can't help it. I think of Cruella de Vil and I just imagine her going, "Where's the puppies, darling?" Like every time I smell this, I think of this. But it gets you compliments. Like it's quite sensual, addictive, alluring, kind of that intoxicating feel. Such a great fragrance, projects beautifully, lasts a really decent amount of time on the skin. I know it's one of the older, it's an older fragrance for sure. It's also very grown woman, so I can't imagine like an ingenue wearing this. You know, you got to be a bit of a drama queen for this, or something like an Alien. But it's such a beautiful fragrance and it just smells seductive. Like it just does. Love, love, love this fragrance. So good. And yeah, like whenever my sister puts this on, as soon as I get in the car, I'm like, "What are you wearing?" Because it always smells amazing. So I hope I smell as amazing as she does in it. But just, it's a great fragrance, stands on its own. It gives you that vibe, that seductive vibe. But there's enough sweetness in here that it's very, very, very mass appealing. So love this fragrance. You gotta love that cigarette though, because it's definitely present. It's just, yeah, there's somehow, I think it's the pink pepper and the vetiver mixing with everything else. This fragrance also feels a little bit more perfumey. So I found in the 1980s, 1990s, fragrances were like quite bombastic, really strong, and kind of smelled like old school perfumes. Nowadays, we've got gourmands, we've got fruity florals, and they're a lot more airy feeling. This was just on the cusp of the 1990s. So this came out in 2000. So it's a little bit more of a dated fragrance, I guess. But like 23 years later, to me, this fragrance still rocks. So if you haven't smelt it before, you really, really should get your nose on it and try it on the skin. Don't ever just sniff it on a card. You need to put it on your skin in order to really get the full effect of it. But yeah, Haute Couture, really, really happy to have this in my collection. That is it. These are the fragrances that literally never do me dirty. Like I never put them on and think, I wish I wouldn't have worn it. Every single solitary time, they're never fail, pleasures to wear. What about you? What are your never fail pleasures? Like if you want to smell good and confident that you smell good and that people are going to smell you, all that kind of stuff. What are the fragrances you reach for? Give me your top 5 if you like. I'd love to hear from you. If you have different thoughts on these fragrances, please leave it in the comments. I love it when you guys weigh in and give your experience, whether you like it or not. It's so cool to hear what your thoughts are. The other thing that I want to say is sometimes people will say, maybe it's just me. No, you're not alone. We all smell something different, but there's camps of people that either like a fragrance or don't. So you're never alone. You're not missing the boat. You're going to like what you're going to like, and that's totally okay. Just own it and rock it. Rock whatever it is that turns your crank. Anyway, that is it. I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.